Page 327, Canon. A very famous melody from a very long time ago. It's a nice little arrangement. It gives you an idea of the chord sequence he uses throughout the whole thing, because the real thing, it gets rather involved in the middle with 16th notes going crazy and whatnot. But this is really nice what he's done here. So I look it over. It's a page long. Treble bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's either in C major or A minor. But look at the end, last couple measures. C major chord, we're probably in C major, but do the scales and arpeggios for both. C major and A minor, yeah. 1 octave if you don't know them, 2 octaves if you do know them. 4/4 time signature, take it one hand at a time, starting at measure 9 in the right hand. All we have are broken chords, because you play them as block chords, all 3 notes. It's just block chords. One at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And again, even though I have a rest, I'm still going to kind of connect them. I want to feel my way around the keyboard. So going from measure 9 here to measure 10, I'm just reaching down first with the thumb, and then I can bring the hand down. So through the whole thing. Left hand, well, whole notes all over the place. And it does this ostinato pattern throughout the whole. An ostinato pattern is a pattern that just goes on and on and on and on. Okay, that's what. And again, I'm going to connect this. However, going from measure 8 to 9, can't connect that. So I don't want that fingering. I don't want to use thumb on both. I want to connect it. So I have to adjust. Now, 3 measures of the first line instead of this. I'm going to change it. I want to save my thumb for the measure 9. That means the fingers I got to use are here and here. I got to use 3 and 2. So the last 3 measures of the first line is 5, 3, 2. Now I can do it. Again, measure 15 to 16, same thing. Again at the bottom, same thing. So connect that left hand all the way through. Then I put the hands together and see what happens. Well, starting measure 9, it's here. It would be handy if you could play this without looking at the keyboard, where you can feel crawling around where these keys are. You have to look at first, of course, but eventually you want to feel this even when I'm doing this. I know where these keys are, because I know what this position feels like. Eventually, it'd be good if you could. Rhythm-wise is not a problem. I hope it's a bunch of whole notes and quarter notes. Then I get rid of the hesitations, no hesitations. Then as far as the articulation goes, you just connect it. Connect everything. Connect this and this. You have to lift up for the rest, but otherwise you connect it. Be careful on this right hand not to play the last quarter note in each measure staccato, short. No, hold it out. The beat ends when the next beat starts. So in measure 9, I'm holding that down until I play that. I lift up when I play the next one. So they're all quarter notes in the right hand. Then the dynamics. It's soft. Now the actual Canon, it gets loud in the middle and it comes back down to soft. This whole thing is basically soft. Both hands here. Whatever you think soft is. And remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exaggerate them if you... 1. Exaggerate if I play the right notes, but feel them all the way through. Then the speed, it's that's fine. Which is going to be a challenge, because the whole thing needs to be at one speed until the end when you slow down. So however fast you're going to go at measure 9, that's how fast you're going to go at the beginning. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because Because the tendency is going to want to speed this up. Let's get past this. But it's really, really super important that you don't. It's got to all be at one speed. So that first line, yes, it'll seem slow. The actual Canon does this. It seems quite slow at the beginning, but then he keeps adding more stuff in it, and pretty soon it's nuts. So it won't be, it only lasts for 8 measures or so, and then you've got something more interesting to listen to. But keep it all at the same speed. Now on top of all that, they've added pedal, and actually we could use pedal. Again, why are we using pedal? Different reasons. Well, here we're using it to color the long notes, because in a piano, when you play a note, it just dies away. Well, boring, but if you can add pedal and add the overtones, it gives it a little more flavor, a little more color, a little more interest. So that's one reason we pedal. We generally can pedal longer held notes. Another thing is we want to hear the whole chord and the overtones to the whole chord, like in measure 9 here. I want to hear all of that, rather than, I mean, you can still hear the whole chord, but you don't get the overtones. We want the overtones. That's another reason to pedal. We're going to change pedal with a harmony at each measure, overlapping pedal. Notes go down first and then the pedal, and when you change the pedal at each measure, it's after you play the notes, so it overlaps just a little bit. That way we are sure to have sound all the time. So at the beginning, I push the note down first and then the pedal. Now a little bit at the end there, the last measures, they're holding the pedal down for both measures. So you're getting all these notes at the end. If you would like it to die away, then you would change the pedal in the last measure so you only get the last note at the end. You lose the others. It's another effect. It's an interpretation. Which way do you like? You decide. Listen to both. Experiment and decide for yourself what you like. Or your teacher can decide for you, and that works too. Okay. Now you'll notice in the 4th measure under the staff it says simile. Remember the word simile. It means continue doing what you've been doing in a similar manner. And it can apply to most anything. What it applies to depends on where it is in the music. Here it's down by the pedal line. So they're telling you, keep pedaling it the same way you've been pedaling it. And the first 3 measures, overlapping, change every measure, you just keep doing that. And at the end, they're giving you the pedal instructions again. That's because it's not the same anymore, because they're telling you to pedal the last 2 measures completely. I would personally, I like it better changing the pedal on the last measure. And if that were the case, I don't need pedal indication at the end because I didn't change it. It would still be simile. That's what that means. You watch out on that. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts. I'm not going to do the pedal because you hear the notes better without the pedal. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. Now, as far as the right hand goes, because you've got a whole lot of measures of nothing, you can leave the right hand on your lap until like about measure 8 and then get it up where it goes. Just make sure the right hand is where it needs to go before you need to play the first note in measure 9. However, if you want to have both hands on the keyboard for the whole thing, that's fine. Whatever your teacher tells you to do is good enough for me, but I'm lazy. I'll leave my hand relaxed until I need it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, four, off.